A whopping, and this is Canadian dollars, a whopping. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see by the title down below, today we will be talking money. Yes, I will be breaking it down and telling you exactly how much it cost me to study for 2 years here in Canada as an international student. So if that is something you're interested in seeing, like the video, stay till the end, leave a comment after watching the video and you have more questions or just any question regarding the international student journey here in Canada, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't as yet. So stay tuned. Studying abroad, leaving your home country and studying in another country, be it Canada, the US, the UK, Australia, wherever you choose to study, it's not going to be something that is the cheapest thing in the world. You are going to be classified as an international student, so you are going to be paying international school fee, which can sometimes be 2 or 3 times domestic school fee. Just a disclaimer, I am not a legal immigration officer. I am just a regular international student from Jamaica here in Canada, and I will be breaking down exactly how much it cost me to study here in Canada. So I will be telling you from the very first thing I paid for when I started this process, which was the application fee, to cost of living expenses, to school fee, everything from top to where I'm at now. I still have two and a half months left of study, but I have paid my school fee. Everything like that is covered already, so I can give you a fair breakdown, which is going to probably be about 95% accurate for myself of how much I have spent. So I will tell you the cost in Canadian as well as Jamaican using the Google exchange rate. So it's been a while since I've done a sit down video talking about my experience here in Canada, so I decided to just come and be transparent and let you know how much what it actually cost me, because I find that people shy away from talking about money, which I don't know why. But when I was coming, I wish I had a video like this to watch, so I'm the one doing the video for you today. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna jump right into it and tell you exactly how much it cost me to study here in Canada. I have my little book here with because I wrote down everything the moment I started applying, so I will be sharing all of that with you, and it is going to be probably about 95% accurate, because 95 to about 98, but I can assure you this will be very close to what I have spent for studying as an international student for 2 years here in Canada. Your figure may look different. It depends on where you're studying, the province, the program, a lot of different factors, but this can help you to have a basic guideline as to how much you can expect to have or expect to be spending while you're an international student here in Canada. Now, the very first thing was the application fee for my program. I remember I already have a bachelor's degree, so I'm studying post-degree studies. I'm doing a post-degree diploma in financial management. The application fee for my school was 150 Canadian dollars. You can add these up as we go, but I have already done that, and I will be giving you the total figure at the end of the video. So application fee for my school was 150 Canadian dollars. The next thing I had to pay for regarding to apply to come to Canada was a police report, and I did pay for Express because at the time it was COVID and it was taking a while, so I didn't want it to affect my chances of submitting my application on time. And in total it cost me 60 Canadian dollars, which was about 7,000 Jamaican. I paid for Express, and I did have a bearer go picked up for me, so in total it cost me 7,000 Jamaican dollars, which was 60 Canadian dollars. Now, I did have some miscellaneous costs like taking the passport size pictures, the statements, and like clothes, because I did buy a few like sweaters, you know, a boot and stuff. So I just put that as $120 Canadian, which was about 13,900 Jamaican. Now, this is one of the costs that I just did a rough estimate. I'm pretty sure it was way more than that, because when I just came here, I had to buy a winter coat, I had to buy a winter boots, more sweaters, more sweatpants and stuff. But it was just, let's just say it was a rough that miscellaneous category totals are of 120 Canadian dollars. Now the next thing on the list is the visa, which includes the biometrics and the services from the rep that applied for me. Now I did not pay much to the rep, thanks be to God. It was just a small fee to just cover her time, but for the most part I did still have to pay a fee. So this amount includes the visa, the biometrics, and the service, and it was a total of 330 Canadian dollars, which was at the time $40,850 Jamaican. The next thing on my list is the plane ticket. It was a one-way ticket, and that was at the time. I did arrive in December of 2022, but I booked the ticket in August of 2022. August or September, one of them, early September or late August. That was 484 Canadian dollars, which at the time I paid $56,150 Jamaican dollars. The next cost I have on my list is my school fee, the tuition, whatever you want to call it, for the year one. Now the year one school fee totaled $12,315 Canadian. The Jamaican equivalent at the time was $1,428,000. So like I said, year one school fee was $12,315 Canadian, and Jamaican was $1,428,000. Now I found that my program was a little bit on the more affordable side. Trust me, it could have been cheaper, because it could have been 10,000 or 9,000 or 8,000. However, most of the programs that I was seeing, the yearly school fee was 17,000 or more. Each year, these costs, they go up. So every year, the program fees go up. Be it by 1,500, 1,005, it goes up. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna tell you, I'm at the end of me breaking everything down, I'm gonna tell you the total school fee separately, as well as what it was, which was what it was when I came and what it is now. The next expense that I'm gonna list in this video is the cost of living expense. This one shocked me, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Now, when I was applying for my student visa, the government of Canada said that you need to show minimum 10,000 Canadian dollars for your cost of living expense per year of your studies, which means that if you're studying for 2 years, that is 20,000, because they're saying it's gonna cost you at least 10,000 per month. Now, today, that cost has gone up, that has doubled. You are required to show in your bank account at least 20,000 Canadian dollars per year per study. So if you're studying for 2 years, that is now 40,000 Canadian dollars. So keep that in mind. You can find all of this information on the IRCC's website, and like I said, always do your own research. So for my monthly expenses I'm just gonna tell you for the year. Well, I'm gonna tell you for the month and then for the year. This is a rough estimate because obviously I don't have the down to the T expense, but I am gonna say on average I spent 1,200 per month last year for monthly expenses. It includes from rent to groceries, food to phone bills, everything that basically was just included in my personal monthly expense. No, the government said 10. I got a total of 14,400. You have to ensure that you come here with your cost of living expenses. And like I said, right now the government says you must show $20,000. Now that 14,400 Canadian is 1,671 Jamaican dollars. Now let's move on to year two. Year two's tuition was 12,069 Canadian dollars, which is a total of 1.4 million Jamaican dollars. Now, for monthly expenses for this year, obviously the year is not yet completed, but I want to give you a breakdown of it for like the completion of my program, 2 years. think that my monthly expenses this year is more than last year. Don't ask me how or why. There's a bird out there. I don't know if you can hear that, but don't ask me how or why or whatever, but it's more than this. This year is more than last year. So I'm just gonna put an extra $100 on it, and so I'm gonna say it's 1,300, so 1,300 Canadian dollars. And to be honest, my monthly expenses are more than that, but even the figure that I gave you for last year, it's more than that, because I also have to pay student loan for back home, which is about 200 Canadian dollars. So last year I told you it was monthly 1,200. If you include student loan, it would be 1,004, and this year I said it was 1,003. If you include student loan, it would be 1,005. But I'm not gonna add this to the cost, because not everybody will have to be paying student loans for back home. So let's just leave it at 1,300 per month, and if you multiply that for 12 months, you will get $15,600 Canadian. Now in Jamaican dollars, that is 1,810,000. Now I have another that's basically all the expenses, but I have a miscellaneous category which includes things like books, if you have to buy a laptop or anything like that. I don't know exactly how much I spent on books, but I know, so studying in Jamaica, I did not buy any book. I didn't, like, when I say I bought no book, I bought absolutely no book. But here in Canada, it's a little bit different, because some of the books are not like physical books. They are basically access to a software that you have to purchase, which means that you have to basically pay for it, then you get a login, and you log in with your password. You get access to the book, you get access to your quizzes, assignments, and stuff like that. So some of the courses are like that, and they are usually about $99 plus tax, so about $112, $115 for the access to the software and the book and whatever. But I'm not sure how many of those I had to buy. I know it was at least 3. I did it for that I think it was about 3 or 4. I did sell my laptop, and I bought a MacBook. No, that MacBook was about 1,300 or 1,200 and something, but I'm not gonna include that in the cost, because I sold my laptop, so I minus the cost that I paid. I minus that profit, well, or sale price, from my MacBook price. And not everybody's gonna come here and have to buy a laptop, but if you have to buy a laptop, you have to think about that as well, and consider that in your cost of coming to study internationally. But for miscellaneous, which is books, I'm just gonna say 500, because like I said, I'm not too sure how many times I had to purchase access to a software, but I know it was minimum 3, maximum 5. I'm not sure, but 500 Canadian dollars. So in total, my school fee, just the school fee, like I said, just the school fee was $24,384. Now when I was applying, I thought I saw $24,450 on the website, but I got this figure based off how much I paid, how much I sent from my bank to my school, and on my receipts. So I'm not sure, but the total school fee that I paid for my 2-year post-degree program was $24,384 when you add your 1 and 2. But if you look at my program right now, for new students, the cost on the website says $25,800. So like I said, the school fees are going to increase. Now, let's total all the expenses that it cost me to study here in Canada as an international student for the year of 2023 to 2024. When I total all of the expenses, from the application fee to plane fare, every single thing that I paid to contribute to coming to Canada, as well as my cost of living expenses while I'm in Canada, if you weren't already checking, I got a whopping, and this is Canadian dollars, a whopping $55,028. Okay. No, that moment I said that shocked me. It shocked me. No, what did I expect? Like that figure there shocked me. But surprisingly, the Jamaican figure never really sound too high. In Jamaican dollars, that total is 6,496,925.24 to the T. So yeah, that is what it is. I am gonna estimate that it cost me about $55,028 Canadian dollars to study for 2 years in Canada. If you've watched any of my previous videos about me talking about Canada, coming to Canada as an international student, my biggest thing is always the cost. I always advocate for saving. Even when you haven't applied for the school as yet, save, because it is going to be costly. Yes, that is basically my figure to study here in Canada. And like I said, I included both last year's cost of living and this year complete cost of living. Even though I'm not yet finished with the year, you never know what can happen. But if I average my monthly expenses and I just multiply it by 12, I'm just assuming that's what it would be. But yeah, now I have been in Canada since December 14, 2022, and like I said, I came here as an international student. I'm still an international student, and coming to Canada as an international student, especially by yourself, especially if you don't have as much support, whether it is mentally, financially, any type of ally, it is going to be a drastic change for most people. When I came here my very first time, it was my very first time traveling, so it was a drastic change for me, especially the weather, everything. But to be honest, it is not the worst thing in the world, especially if you come here and you meet people and you have people who get what you're going through. It's not the worst thing in the world. The biggest thing is the finances. So if you have your finances intact, you just have to come here, be disciplined, study, don't fail anything, and you can do it. So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment if you learned something. If you have any more questions or anything like that, don't forget to just leave it in the comments. I for sure will respond. But that is basically it. And like I said, don't forget to share the video with somebody who may find the video helpful. And yeah, and that is basically it. I will see you in my next video. I don't know when that is going to be. However, I will see you in my next video. Oh, by the way, guys, I did my own hair. Do you like it? I have a little clip because I did a video for our next app, but I just uploaded it here. You can check that out too. But yeah, it's just Passion Twist in burgundy. I love it so much, and it saves me. It took me about 8-9 hours, and it just saves me in the mornings when I wake up. Anyways, I'm not here for that, but yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and leave a comment if you have more questions. Like the video. If you're watching the video, just give it a like. It doesn't cost you anything. Just like the video, share it with somebody, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.